What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of No Mask Required. My name is Tyrell,
I'm Zach.
and today we've got another pretty good episode for you. So, what are we talking about today?
So, first, a lot of Star Wars updates came out.
Wars
We're going to talk
updates.
about this new era that they're coming in post Kathleen Kennedy. Starting off with the new Darth Maul.
Hallelujah!
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling,
He's going to be the new.
beautiful man.
The memes.
Mm.
The memes are about to come
I
out
can't
of that.
wait.
Fantastic. New trilogies on the horizon.
Hallelujah!
I don't know. I don't know.
Hopefully, some do the high order. We'll see.
After that, we can talk about new Fantastic Four trailer that just came out.
My man Benji. We're gonna talk about him.
The hate is unwarranted. We can talk about that too.
Mm.
We're gonna finish off with some Superman talks.
Ooh,
It's the start of a new DCU, so
apparently, there's hate on Superman too. I don't understand that either.
Twitter is a horrible place.
Yeesh.
Yeah,
This is true.
yeah.
This is true. Or X, I guess we call it now.
So I don't know much about this Star Wars stuff past. Well, I mean I know about Star Wars, but the news stuff, the news, that's him. I only know about Darth Maul. That's it.
You don't know about Darth Maul?
No, I do. That's
Okay,
the only one.
Okay. I mean, he's a pretty good Sith Lord, so I understand.
He's the GOAT.
He literally is a GOAT. They cut him in half, said I'm not done yet. They came back, so yeah.
He lives off hate.
Literally, yeah. That's the GOAT for real. They so the new Darth Vader, it's an anime TV show coming out. I'm not sure how many episodes it's gonna
Darth
be.
Maul.
Yeah.
You said Darth Vader.
I said Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Darth Maul. My bad. I'm thinking about my king here.
He's
My
off the
goat.
Hennessy.
The Hennessy. But yeah, the new Darth Maul TV show. Not sure how many episodes it's gonna be, but essentially it takes place after Clone Wars. So after he's already been beaten by the second time by Obi-Wan again with Savage. That was crazy. I don't know where they're gonna go with it. He's supposed to be like the leader of
He's rebuilding his army, right?
yeah, it's like the underground criminal world. He's supposed to be like the leader of it. And I'm hoping it's not some kind of like Boba Fett type thing where he's like, oh, I'm taking over, but I'm a good guy now. And like people love me. I'm not the bounty hunter I used to be. I'm a good man.
Travesty.
It was so he's lit.
His whole appeal was
He's
I'm
Boba Fett. What are we doing?
What's his ship called? Go ahead. It's called the Slave 2. He's not a good guy.
He's not a good guy.
He's not a good guy.
I'm good now. No, you're not.
He literally said, I will work for the Nazis because that paycheck is so good. That's Boba Fett. And they look what they did to my boy. They
No, he's like,
massacred
we
my
gotta do
boy.
good things for people. What are we doing? What are we doing?
God forbid you like a villain nowadays. He gotta be a hero now.
What's wrong with it? Like, we need a good villain. People need good villains. Why do you have heroes and no villains? What are we doing?
Because they don't make money.
But like Boba Fett could bring in a bag.
Like, yeah,
Like,
theoretically
huge
they
bag.
don't make money, but in reality that's all I want.
Like, if they brought half the stuff Darth Vader did to like movies.
Oh, like in the comic books and all
Yeah,
that?
like the comic books and the other books they have.
The video games.
You know how crazy that would be? Half the people in there. Oh my goodness! Like, cause what? Rebels was good.
Mm.
I didn't like finish it,
Nah.
but what I saw was good.
Nah.
Like the interaction between Obi-Wan. You didn't see it?
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
You don't like Rebels?
No.
I like the animation style, but like the storyline's pretty good.
Storyline's okay.
It's pretty good. Especially like when you see Obi-Wan fighting Darth Maul.
It's fan service, bro. That's all it is.
What's wrong with it?
Because it's been
There's plot-
again. It's
What's wrong-
the same
No, like,
thing with
literally,
the
it had a scene
with the
Obi-Wan and
X-Men.
Darth
We're
Maul.
doing the same thing over and over
That's
and over
Of
again.
the
I've
X-Men
seen the
movies,
same
I can give you that.
dialogue the last 20 years.
But like it moved it forward a little bit. You
They're
got a whole
not,
new
though.
live action season.
No,
They're not.
It's
It didn't
like they
move
brought
it-
to
it
live
didn't move
action.
it. Their dynamic is the same.
It
They're
didn't
playing
move it
off the
forward.
fact that the
Continuing to
dynamic
play.
is the same.
it did move it forward. It just filled a time gap. That's not moving the
It's
plot
moving forward. Give me a little content.
No.
Move to the next thing.
No.
No,
Ahsoka's
it's
a no
the
now.
same thing as it
No,
always
that way.
is.
You want? That's how time works. You don't need to show us what happened.
Hey, you know, show me something between.
There- Yeah.
I don't
Anyway,
know.
Okay.
I feel like you're glazing the
I'm
fan
not.
service.
I'm
a
just
bit,
saying
bro.
the content between Obi-Wan and my goat Darth Maul. That was pretty good. You changed the stances, everything based off the other movies.
so what you're saying?
Literally, you went from
The
Qui-Gon
fans,
to
the
Obi-Wan
fan
to
service catered to
Obi-Wan.
you. Therefore, the rubber stamp on Rebels came right out.
It's like, alright. I give it alright. You know what I'm saying? I mess with it.
And honestly, I really don't care for anything after the Clone Wars because none of it matters. Literally, none of it does. The last
Yes, I will
trilogy
give you that.
ended it. There's
mean,
no point.
I liked Obi-Wan just because it was a story that we knew. Like we knew the
It's like
dynamics.
I
of
mean,
before and
it ruins the story kind of actually with
A little bit.
gigantic plot holes, but
Or Star Wars. Like,
But it was. It
was
added
solid.
an emotional appeal to the characters that weren't necessarily explored in A New Hope, and were kind of left like hanging.
Oh, yeah,
in
they're
but that's
episode
kind of the
3.
point though, was like the mystery and like the gaps of parts
What
of the
could
story.
happen
But now that
between-
they're explaining all of it, it's kind of like not cool anymore. Just like how they got
I-
the plans to the Death Star.
I agree.
Like in theory, oh, let's make a movie about how they stole those plans. But in reality,
Yeah, but Rogue
That
One was
sucks.
fire. No, Rogue One was actually fire.
I highly disagree.
No, that movie was actually.
I highly disagree with you.
it just like, if you look at it as a war movie more than a Star Wars movie, it's Heat. Because if you look at it as a Star Wars movie, it's like.
That's wild.
So if I
why?
connect it to the broader plot, it sucks.
Okay. If you're using that
Story,
standard,
so Arnold's
no.
ass, what?
If you use that standard,
Wait, what?
if you use that standard, I would actually agree that like it's like okay, like we didn't do that.
like what?
But no, as like a standalone movie, start to finish, great movie. In terms of what
I
it does to the
disagree
Star
because
Wars
unfortunately it is
universe,
connected to a broader
Yeah,
plot.
it has a, hey, what's
that's a fair point. But the volume of like basically filling in time gaps, there are some where I'd be like, okay, I'll enjoy that.
Because the
But-
best and most memorable part of that movie was when Vader was
At the
coming
end.
out
Yeah,
and
yeah.
That was crazy.
slaughtered everyone,
That
was
and they're
crazy.
trying to escape.
Yes.
Now that
Crazy.
was awesome, but
was
unfortunately, that again is still playing off the
So
aura
What
of
I-
the
Oh,
older
oh, what
movies.
came
what I
before.
don't get is
I have that
why
little
they
list, by the way.
created a series about the guy that died in that movie.
The Andor?
Yeah.
I haven't watched
Why? We know how it ends. He dies.
it. You
There's
don't
no
know.
point.
He live.
There's no way.
You never.
I don't know. I feel like Star Wars has lost like a lot of aura.
Anything
And-
under Kathleen Kennedy is sad.
Oh, dude.
That's all I got.
Because
Those
even like
last
the
three were
expanded
horrendous.
universe, they cut out everything. Like they cut out like the experiments on Camino, like the Star Killer stuff. All
Yeah.
it's just.
Oh yeah,
gone.
they're
God.
just they picked 2 tracks to follow only: Outlaw, Jedi. You're like Jedi Sith. They
Nothing
they
else
gave
is
no exploration into like clone experiments,
done.
droid origins. Like that would have been cool. Like okay,
origins would
how'd
be
the
a
battle
cool story
droids
to
come
follow.
out? Why did people make battle droids? Why are there so many of them? What like you could have had political stuff in it because
What was that?
Star Wars is a political
Because there
movie
is
at its core.
and there is some good like what's it called? Ahsoka from Clone Wars is legitimately interesting.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the series doesn't understand that and
No.
folds instantly.
Not at all.
Yeah. And also, they CGI'd Luke Skywalker when you easily could have just cast Sebastian Stan. Like, he's right there.
Come
And he looks so similar. Like, he's right there.
I just don't. It's just.
I guess the happiest part is that Kathleen's gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
What was
matter.
that- What was that show about the twins? I forgot. It was
Oh, I know
the
what you.
sisters. I don't remember the name.
Exactly.
Yes,
No,
I know what you're
exactly.
talking about too.
You know,
Exactly. Like, that's what
what
I'm saying.
All
It's
I'm
not
saying
good.
is, I will never understand how you make a story and you introduce, oh, he's a Sith Lord, and then like he's fighting Obi-Wan and doesn't report back to the council. So all the council think there are no Sith here, or not Obi-Wan.
The acolyte.
The acolyte. It's like, oh, the Sith have been gone for a millennium. No, they haven't. You literally interacted with them not that long ago. What are we doing? What are we talking about? I forgot his name. He's the older guy with the big ass head.
Exactly.
But like, you literally fought a Sith, and then bleeding the saber, like live bleeding a saber. How are you gonna just hold it in your hand? Oh, I'm angry, and it starts to turn red.
That's not how that works either.
That's
Yeah.
not how that
That's
works.
not how it works.
You have
how
to
it
take
works.
it out, alter the kyber crystal, put it back in, and it's red.
Literally.
I don't think they understood how
No.
sabers work.
No, they don't understand how the Force works.
No.
George Lucas is very vocal about that. They don't
Dude,
understand.
The
how,
Force is just superpowers now. By the way.
Literally. For some.
It used to be
For some.
a direct connection to like the world
universe.
around
the
you.
source of the universe. You're
Yes.
able to tap into the source of the
Use
universe.
it. Yeah. No.
Now it's like no. I'm an X-Men. in
I'm a
space.
wizard. Like what?
in space.
Dog.
Yeah.
Like
It
it
was
was
just trying to be
actually like a
Magneto for
spiritual connection to like
to like
to your
Yeah.
surroundings. That's why
Yeah.
like the dark side of the Force had very different skill sets than.
yeah.
It doesn't matter.
One was taken away.
I mean, if they don't care, I don't care. So
That's why I don't
Yeah.
watch them anymore. It only
I'm so
makes me
bad.
angry.
it's
It only makes me
so
upset.
bad, dude.
And like I remember like growing up, a lot of old heads were like, "Those new movies suck." They didn't. They were good because they helped. They actually like provided a lot of context
They were good.
for the original movies without actually
They
like.
ruined it.
now
It was
I'm not.
good.
I'm not
Ruining the
gonna. I'm
original
not gonna go to
movies.
bat for episode 1 and 2. I legitimately will fall asleep if you turned Attack of the
No, no,
Clones
no, no,
on
no.
today. I will still fall asleep.
The
to it.
Phantom Menace. So the Phantom. First of all,
Phantom
all movies are
Menace.
beautiful in terms of how they're shot. All of them.
That's a given.
I feel like that again. That's a standard that Star Wars
Exactly.
should just
That's
have.
just a given. Yeah.
If
People
they
in Star
don't
Wars,
look
they
good,
don't
then you
look good.
failed.
Like, come on.
But if I'm being honest, the reason Obi-Wan is a fan favorite is not A New Hope onward. It is
Revenge of the Sith.
exactly the
It's
prequels.
specifically Revenge of
It's
the
the
Sith.
prequels.
Revenge
That's
of the
that.
Not even
falls in
the
bin.
Phantom Menace. Like most of the stuff, like
No, the Phantom
everybody
Menace
quotes
was-
and stuff. It's the Revenge.
Phantom
Honestly, we
Menace
didn't
is
need
okay.
episodes 1 and 2. We could have just got Revenge of the
I don't
Sith and
know.
call it a day.
Episode.
I'm a huge fan of the prequels,
He's right.
so-
No, he's right because like,
Respectfully, we did not need episodes.
how are you
1
gonna
and
get
2.
episode 2 and then the next movie be Order 66? That I can understand being like, bro,
Like that's a
what are you-
gigantic jump.
That's a huge
It's like
jump.
a huge.
There's a
there's
reason the
huge
Clone
time
Wars
between it. That's
had
Clone Wars
like
is
what
right in the
8
middle.
seasons?
Yeah,
It's
there's
like-
a lot of stuff that
It's like-
happens in the Clone
Like
Wars.
before it, in the middle, and after, like the weird.
The way that
yeah.
they canonize the Clone Wars though is like that's like the
Pretty
one
cool.
good thing that they did, but it's also like that's damage control. That's not actual planning.
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
no,
oh,
they,
God.
they had
I'll
to
give
do
you that. The timeline.
they're like,
is a little
huh? They
wonky
hate
right
everything we're doing. Let's make their fan
there. We did
favorite
so
thing
good. We did so bad. Let's,
canon. Yeah.
I mean, are you at least excited for a new trilogy? I mean, I guess it's the basis of like a clean,
what
quote unquote clean slate.
What is the setting of this new trilogy?
There, the only thing they've said so far is that it's just a couple years after the events of Rise of Skywalker. So Rey's still around, ultra powerful. She has the Falcon. she has the Skywalker name, and
Rey's a travesty.
No, like what?
Rey's a
I want to
travesty.
see that garbage.
Rey's a travesty of a character because what they did is that they baited and switched us with putting his name's Finn, right?
yeah,
As,
they
like,
they
He
baited.
was
us.
supposed to be.
He's supposed to be
a
the next Jedi, and then
It's like, nah,
Apparently, it was
we're actually gonna make it a white girl, guys. Yeah, that's
apparently
what we
it
want.
wasn't supposed to be like that. But I blame J.J. Abrams more for that than Disney or China or whatever. Because J.J. left everything. Like The Force Awakens is not bad, but
It's just
they
a new
left
look, but
all of
prettier.
it
That's it.
Left.
so open. Where am I supposed to go
There's
with this?
Yeah.
there's almost no context for how that like. Let me put it in real world terms. The Empire, the literal Nazis. It is a literal euphemism for the Nazis.
Yeah.
100%.
How are you just gonna have like a 40-year break and be like, by the way, the Nazis are back and bigger?
Yeah,
and they're wearing
they-
the
back it
same
up better.
clothes.
No,
Like,
no,
what's wrong? Like,
no,
I'm backing
not,
up
not
better.
only just that. So you're telling me everything the original trilogy they didn't win? Question mark. So
So
they
what
did
happened?
win, and in 40 years they got overtaken again. So
So what?
And then like, okay, I get
question mark. There's a lot of questions.
Another-
about
so
Force
many
Awakens.
questions
no,
across
hold
the
on.
whole-
Another one that I'm like, it always made me so upset because I'd be on Twitter, I'd be on Instagram. People would like Star Wars fans would be like, I understand why Leia is so important. They would be like, you just hate women. And I'm like, no, like, there's a way that you could have made Leia
Leia was written
into
so
like a
terribly.
Jedi Master. There's a way to do it.
Could have done that.
To time skip 40 years and then all of a sudden just drop the bomb, canonically kill Luke, even though Carrie Fisher died in real life. Rest in peace.
Whoa, wait, hold on. We can't just mention the death of the goat and just talk about it like it was just something that just happened.
Some light
They
action, right?
No, no, no.
completely stripped Luke of
I'm
everything that
getting
makes
that.
him
I'm
great.
Everything
getting
that
to
made
that.
They took
sense is gone.
everything.
They
When
made
He
you're-
didn't talk to Yoda for 15 years.
Your
No, no,
best
no, no, no.
friend's son,
Hold on,
you're gonna just
hold on,
kill
hold
him?
on.
What are we doing?
So not only was Leia literally like a war hero, trained politician and diplomat, she was the head of it was the New
Rebellion.
Republic or the
Rebellion,
Rebellion,
yeah.
leading after the collapse of the Empire. and she fumbled while being a Jedi Master.
And probably,
logic here?
and hold on,
Where's
and
the
not
logic?
even just that, she's obviously a failed politician if she got overtaken in 40 years by somebody who sympathized with the Empire.
Come on.
And then not only that, canonically, they were getting better weapons in the last Jedi. They were getting better weapons from weapons dealers. What? How?
What are we doing? What are we doing? The story doesn't. The whole story doesn't make sense.
Again, going back to how Luke just collapsed. Why?
It doesn't make sense.
Also, the scene
He's
where
literally
he
the
looks
chosen one.
at,
Like that's the point.
at the X-wing that's in the sea. What's the point of that shot if he doesn't? It was to bait and switch us to like, nah, he actually didn't show up himself. But why?
And then he just like
Dies.
turns.
He
Okay,
just
guys,
dies.
goodbye.
So
What?
you're-
He just
so-
got snapped or something?
So
What
no,
happened?
no. Like he tanks just like straight up missile, like artillery shells, lasers.
Because I hope you guys understand, like
And then
in the
just
books,
Peace, like
Luke at
out
that
of here?
point in time, he was so strong he could have took out all of them just like this, with
Yes.
just the way he
from
is.
across the galaxy.
He's
chosen
that,
one!
he's
He is
that
the chosen
powerful
one!
now. Luke at that point in time could solve the entire thing by himself.
Yes.
And he chose not to.
And he chose
He
not
chose
to.
to save
And also, it doesn't make sense that you're telling me Luke wanted to die, but he also left the map just in case you ever
You wanna
really,
come
really,
find
really,
me?
really, really needed him.
I'm on this island if you really want to see me, guys.
There's no point. He's like,
What are
I'm
we doing?
gonna go find the first Jedi temple. It's like, cool.
The whole story is based.
What?
The whole,
Like, it doesn't make
everything.
any sense that Luke wouldn't be able to even stop them by himself while they were rising, and then B, just give up
He is
and go
forced to-
somewhere
I don't know
else.
what-
Because his
like-
nephew got upset, he decided to just like, this is the same guy that literally killed his dad for the greater good.
Well,
So,
he
like-
didn't kill his dad.
No.
He didn't. He tried to say, but his dad like sacrificed himself.
Okay,
Mm.
either way, he was ready to kill him.
No, he wasn't trying to kill him.
He
No, no,
was,
no,
he
he
was
was
found
ready.
out who he was.
When he found out who
wasn't
he
trying
was,
to
he
kill
said,
him.
"Oh no!" But he was ready to take
was-
somebody's head to save the
Ready
universe.
to stop him. I'm not sure about kill him though.
Mm.
I can't say.
Y'all-
I'm not gonna say
Y'all
he
need
was
to
trying to
I'm not gonna
rewatch.
say he was
That
trying
was
to
that
kill
was
him.
a literal like plot inconsistency that people had with Return of the Jedi. It's like, okay, so he went through all this progression being a Jedi. Now he's super upset. He's about to kill him, and then it's like the identity reveal of Darth Vader that brings him back to being like, oh, no, I'm not gonna do this dark side stuff. But he was ready, like all the way up until finding out that he was
I mean-
literally like.
Heat of combat. You're gonna get up there. You're gonna build it up.
Like he
I
knew
don't know.
it was his dad, but like
he found out. Oh,
as far
Papa.
as he was concerned, Darth Vader was not his dad. Anakin Skywalker was his dad. So when he saw Anakin still in there, he was like, "Wait a minute, I can't do this." Which they brought him back. But if he didn't see a glimpse of Anakin, he was gonna do it, and the Emperor was gonna win. Like like
Yeah. I
the
don't know.
Emperor
I don't
literally
know.
playing. He's like, "Yeah, dude, I played chess. You playing checkers."
Fuck the Emperor. That's all I gotta say.
But there's a lot of inconsistencies
There's
in
a-
that last trilogy. so-
All I'm gonna say is I understand. They say, "Oh, you hate women." Why do you have a woman character? Her whole thing, her whole basis is let's kill off all the good male characters to make her look better. How's that make sense?
No, not just that. No, they got rid of everybody from the original
All of
outside of
them.
Lando.
We're gonna kill.
Everyone
Han
else didn't get
Solo.
anything.
I didn't
We're
even know
gonna kill-
Lando was.
Yeah, he's in the
Yeah.
Rise of Skywalker for some reason.
He's.
But
they
like,
robbed him.
Yeah, they robbed
They
him.
robbed him, and now he's useless.
Yeah, Han Solo. Again, they killed off all
Han
these
Solo,
characters.
Luke Skywalker.
Even though
Blue
they,
Finn.
what's crazy is that, so the way that Carrie Fisher passed, it wasn't like a sudden thing. Like they knew, and the production team and writers were still like, this may not work out in real life
What we're gonna do?
because this person might pass away. We're gonna write her all the way past the end.
I
It
still
blows my mind. Like I don't know. Like you could easily just be like, okay, Carrie Fisher, like, because she died mid production of the Rise of Skywalker. No, it wasn't Rise of Skywalker. It was the Last Jedi. They CGI'd her for Rise of Skywalker. Fact check.
I
Fact
don't-
check me.
I-
Fact
I
check
was
me.
Rise of
check.
Skywalker. Let's double check.
No. Fact check me. The timetable. It was close, anyways. Like her diagnosis was not like private per se.
Yeah.
It was known to the people, like the production team and all of that. So-
Rise of Skywalker.
So like, all right, we're gonna kill our star character that literally made.
Oh
the
yeah, no,
whole
she died.
franchise.
She died before the Last Jedi.
I knew it. They easily could have been like delaying the movie, making reshoots, and they could have made a better movie because that was such a travesty.
But also the planning
like-
from the beginning was flawed. Like you're gonna get 3 separate directors to direct 3
Yeah,
separate
ridiculous.
movies in a
It's absolutely
trilogy.
ridiculous.
That didn't make any
They
sense.
tried to
to
give it
me.
the Harry
at
Potter
all.
treatment, even though the Harry Potter series is just like it's a general like blip when it comes to just
Yeah.
different directors on like the same creative track.
It's
I
just-
mean,
But also
there
they
was
had
a lot
books.
And
Yeah,
then also
just
the
follow the
basis
book,
for the
keep
new
moving
trilogy
forward,
was
man.
a bad idea of just like, okay, it's just gonna be like
It's a
a
modernized
little
version.
bit, like it's gonna
of the
happen like
original.
a little bit after some time has passed after the original trilogy. It should have been a long time afterwards. Like
It-
it should have been like generations
centuries.
Yes.
after
Now you
the
got this
events of the
mutants.
original trilogy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then I think they're making the same mistake again.
By not doing enough time because
Like,
it's
you
like
have to
okay,
4 years. Just let Ray go. How's Ray a Palpatine? And like she didn't earn anything, by the way. In this entire story, she earns nothing. She just gets things. How'd that work? How you a Jedi? Everyone in this universe had to earn some shit.
Does she
Ray's
count
like,
as a
I just
Jedi?
get things.
Does she count as one?
I mean,
I'm not gonna
'Cause
say
she-
no.
No
gonna say
one
no.
I mean,
trained
she
her
didn't
long
tra-
enough.
She wasn't
to,
trained.
she was. She no one trained her long enough to be a Jedi.
Her knowledge of the Force is not sufficient to be like anything past Padawan. But,
Yeah, like she's
but
not.
she's just
So very
innately
low level.
cracked. Like she's just
like
innately
she's powerful, but is she a Jedi though? Like I don't
She
think
had
she should
Jedi
count as a
status?
Jedi.
No, but she's the only
I don't know if
example
she
they have.
subscribes to the philosophy or if she's even aware of it.
No. Realistically, she should have been this like.
I mean,
dark
the
side.
Jedi. Yeah, I mean,
They literally showed you. They literally edged you and
no,
said, "Hey,
she
she's on
wouldn't
the
be
dark
like
side."
she wouldn't be like the dark side. She'd be like whatever Ahsoka is, where she's like, yeah, I can use the Force, but I'm not.
I mean, that would have been a better story, in my opinion. Either you choose dark side or nothing. Like no, like left or right. Choose the middle.
Because like the Jedi was essentially just like priests with superpowers. Like there was
No,
like,
they are.
a
Yeah, they
religious-
literally are.
It was like
are
a religious
yeah.
like sect that they follow
Who
a
do nothing
specific
but good.
philosophy.
Exactly. Mm.
They believe a specific thing, and
That's
they
why
are
like the
priests
population
of that
keeps getting
philosophy.
disillusioned with like what they actually are.
Yeah,
because they look at them as like nice,
police.
as legitimately like
Yeah.
no, you guys are just superheroes, people with superpowers,
and then
leaders
they
of my army.
and then they go out
Yeah.
like they're not even real, and then they come back as like, oh no, they're like they're wizards, they're like space
Literally,
priests,
yeah.
and then clones come back in when you're like, okay, now they're generals. They're not like just knights running around. Now they're generals.
No, they're high-ranking soldiers. Yeah.
And
like
now
they're
it's
supposed
like,
to be a
nah.
somewhat separate entity to
Yeah, because they do
politics,
peace
Which is why-
negotiations.
which
which is
why
like
it
actually
made
why they're so
sense.
compelling.
Yeah.
It's
So-
why it made sense the Republic collapsed, because they're not meant to be involved with intergalactic politics like that. They're supposed to separate themselves entirely from like their whole philosophy is separation.
they're strictly
And they're like, we're gonna be
Make peace.
so intertwined with intergalactic politics.
Yeah, that's
And it
again that's where the
collapsed,
intrigue
Yes.
is.
Because as soon
supposed
as
to come
the Senate collapsed, so did the Jedi. Like they were just
Yeah,
so
they're
intertwined.
deeply connected to each other. Like there's no. It's just
Again, shout out George Lucas for making such a great universe.
So fire, dude.
And shout out to Kathleen Kennedy getting fired for lighting it all on fire.
W. Because it is, but I was low key waiting for like a Mace before we got like the Mandalorian and all this stuff. I wanted a Mace Windu series after it was announced like if anyone doesn't die on screen, they're not dead. But seeing how they're doing it now, like I liked Obi-Wan, but I was like, just leave him dead. He's okay. Just leave him somewhere in the universe.
I
somewhere
didn't
doing
like
something.
Obi-Wan at all, but
It
that's
was-
because I
it
love
explained- it showed
Obi-Wan's
some
one of my
things,
favorite characters.
but-
So
I liked Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan's one.
I didn't. So you're telling me Obi-Wan was beating Darth Vader again and chooses not to kill him because
He learned his lesson over time.
no, he didn't because he didn't finish the job. The
He
problem
literally- he learns his lesson.
no, the
over
problem
time.
at the Revenge of the Sith, he didn't finish the job. He thought
In the
he
beginning,
he
like,
assumed like he was just gonna
He's
die.
constantly
You
trying
need
to
to
kill
finish
him. He's constantly trying to kill this man, and like he's learned his like killing is not
in
the
A
answer.
New Hope, they have a like reference that they met on numerous occasions for quite a while, and then there's like a 20 some odd year gap.
Yeah, but not.
So
I
it makes
was
sense.
beating him in a fight again.
Well, I mean, like Obi-Wan, his whole thing is like he learns from the previous engagement, and so he's constantly learning and becoming more wise as he goes, and realizes killing him is not the solution. That's why he doesn't kill him. He's
Yeah.
not going to kill him.
I honestly think like that's just a
No,
generation
like, literally,
of
It makes
That's
sense.
not
BS
good. That's
for
literally
the
how he
writers.
does
It
it.
makes sense
That's
because
dumb.
otherwise it would only not make sense if Luke was like, "All right, dude, you're there, cut his head off."
Yeah.
Then I'd be like, "Yeah, why didn't Obi-Wan just dome him?" No, but like, he was like, "No, it's no."
They were on a desolate planet by themselves.
That's literally just that's how
It's
Obi-Wan
also
operates.
well, it's also his emotional thing, his emotional tie to Anakin, where he just couldn't bring himself to, where he's just like, I've lost everything, I can't
Like-
lose him again too. Like I just can't.
I
that's
think
just how
that's-
even
I
if
think
you go
that's
back to
very
like the
dumb.
fight in Rebels between him and Darth Maul,
Uh,
like
that's
he
not
switched.
canon.
It's not canon, but if you bring it back to Rebels, that because we just fuck with Rebels, we bring that to that scene. He
No, it's
goes
genuinely
through,
not canon.
I know. Oh, anywho, he's switching between different stances, like as he's fighting him, like don't
Yeah.
engage yet, but he's switching between different mindsets he had, and reaches the point where he doesn't like kill him. He's like, let me stop you instead of taking you out. That's
I'm
kinda how
sorry,
his
that's
thing goes
just
over
very
time.
dumb. Like, especially like
Because
he was told explicitly by Yoda to finish him. He does not. It makes sense. It makes sense in Revenge of the Sith why he does it, but in the series, there is no reason for him to not this time. There's none. He has gone around hunting the remnants of the Jedi. If you don't stop him here, he's going to continue. He said
knows
before,
this.
I am going to continue.
He knows
Anakin's
this.
not here.
He knows
There's
this
no
deeply.
point in leaving this man alive.
He's-
And again, at that point, Vader at that point, Obi-Wan can't see him. Just lore, he literally can't. So that fight doesn't even make sense in context.
He's gone. Darth Vader's gone by that point. But like, still, like, if I'm your teacher, I'm your master. I know who you are. I
It's
know.
not that.
No.
You're literally his brother.
I'm literally like we grew up together.
The relationship
You know what I'm
was
saying? And
brother.
As
Yeah.
time goes on, and I'm seeing it, like if there's a slight glimmer of hope, I'm gonna.
There's
follow
none.
him. There is constantly.
The point of that scene of where like half the mask is like broken and he's looking at him, he still has the same
And
eyes
he
he looked
still
at him
sees
with
him.
in
Anakin
Revenge
is
of the
gone,
Sith. He's
Anakin
not here.
remains.
He's not
He
here.
still sees that glimmer. I don't know how to explain it. Like he still
It-
sees it in him that my man's right there.
It's one of those things where it's more of like a personal element to him, where he's just like I can't do it.
I can't accept that. I refuse to believe Obi-Wan, especially after learning what he did and what has happened. Refuse to do that for emotional reasons at this point.
The whole relate in the beginning, he didn't even want the dude. He even I don't want to train him. I don't get to know him.
I understand the
Like,
backstory.
but that- as that time
that,
goes,
that
as
does
you
not
build a relationship
explain.
with someone you
That
want to
does
be,
not
that turns to your little
explain why
brother.
he. The point
Yeah.
is that they should have just left that again unexplained. They shouldn't have explained it all. Just like Solo's backstory. The cool part about
Bad.
Okay,
about Han
Solo.
Solo is that you know he's awesome. You don't have to show us he's.
he is
We
lit-
know.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be like a folk legend in terms of like how much.
That's
of
the
a bastard
point.
he is.
The mystery is the point. Don't explain it to me. I know Han's awesome.
The argument of who shot first is part of his character.
Yeah.
Like who shot first, Han or Greedo? And everyone's like,
Who knows?
Greedo. It's like no, Han.
No. Like, who knows?
No, Han Solo shot first. Come on.
He for sure shot first, but
Yeah.
Come on.
But not looking good for Star Wars' future. But that being said, I've given up.
I still have faith. Only
Get a load of
because.
this guy.
Only because, right? Someone got to believe, right? There has to be something better. You set up now. Although I hate Rey, I hate her as a character. If she's gonna be in the next one, the next whatever.
Character overhaul at minimum. At minimum.
Hopefully, she's done some things to earn her place in society or something. I don't know. I just think the story can be better because you already hit the bottom. So only way up, or only way to go is up from here.
No.
Hopefully.
Have you ever heard the saying?
Crashed and burned. There's no other place to go.
Here. The night is at its darkest, and then the stars go out. It can get worse. It can always get worse.
This guy is off the booth right now. Don't listen to him. I don't know what the hell's wrong
What?
with you.
No.
Are you good,
Dude, no.
The sky is always darkest, and the stars go out. What? What's wrong with you?
It can always get worse.
We've hit bottom. There is no below this.
No.
Right, you've edged people 3 different times. There's no below this. It's only up from here.
I'll put it in sports terms. The Cowboys are probably as bad as it get, and there are Cowboys fans that says it literally can't get worse, and I promise you it can.
How about
And
them
they really
boys?
are the worst case scenario.
How
out
about
there
them
right now.
boys?
Go Birds.
about the boy. We'll get him next year.
Yeah.
I love how he's laughing
That's
and putting his
different.
head down whenever he says it.
Get a load of this
Even he
guy.
cannot believe. Even his own soul cannot accept that will happen. He knows. Deep down, they all know. It's
yeah.
alright.
Yeah, it's okay. When the
Our last
Eagles,
Super Bowl
when the
was
Eagles
with
steal
VCR.
T.J. Watt from the Steelers, y'all got it.
The last Super Bowl we won was on the CVR. It's on a VCR tape.
I wasn't alive for that.
Michael Jordan only had 3
I
championships.
was-
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, you know,
There was only 3 Star Wars movies.
where were we? It can only get better. From It can only get better from here. Okay,
I
we hit
think
the
we've
bottom.
shattered that argument.
Let's talk about something actually good.
Okay,
We've hit
okay,
the bottom.
let me lift your spirits. Okay?
Help me
Fantastic Four just dropped a new trailer.
Yo, Fantastic Four. My man Benji. Actually,
Get out of
Johnny's my goal right now. Oh, that trailer was heat. I got expectations.
So new trailer dropped. The first one, kind of a sneak peek, just introducing like the image of the characters, kind of the overall aesthetic.
Giving you
This new one was
like
actually about like the movie plot, sort
Which-
of. This is like the first Marvel
a
movie.
lot of different things in there. Yeah.
First Marvel movie like trailer that I've seen where they just didn't dead give away the whole movie. Like honestly,
Yeah.
like
We know how it ends. Like, yeah.
they're actually like, hey
Pretty good.
guys, the story's worth not telling you yet.
Yeah, we're just not gonna say anything about it, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. Seeing
Um,
Galactus at the end there walk across.
So few things that I saw that were green flag.
Mm.
Obviously, the aesthetic of
Gorgeous
the,
aesthetic.
gorgeous. It is Marvelous Mrs. Maisel meets the Jetsons, just in one. If you haven't
Old
seen
school.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, you 1000% should. It's fantastic.
You probably ain't old as fuck, but keep going.
Nuh-uh.
No, it's a
Holy
modern
shit.
show, actually.
It's a modern
You
show.
probably ain't old like that.
No, but it has a very like 1950s.
It
Yeah.
is a 50. Yeah, okay. But the Jetsons, yeah.
Come on now. Let's,
The
You gotta be
Jetsons
an
had
old
literally
soul.
had like a retro
Yeah.
futuristic.
It's a
look.
retro futuristic. Okay.
I mean, it's
So the
going.
aesthetic looks great.
Yeah.
The characters fit in that aesthetic really well.
And so does
Yeah,
the
good
color
design.
palette. The color palette as well.
Yeah, well, the color palette matches the original '60s design of
Yeah, that's
Fantastic
that's what
Four.
I'm saying. I think it's excellent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Thing got it on. That he got a snatch
And
waist
you with this, yo.
out there posing
My
next to
man Benji is
Fantastic
looking
Art.
good.
Fantastic Art is confirmed.
Bro has aura. He was posing. I'm sorry, bro. Said, what's going on? He was posing.
Yeah.
But-
I can't wait to see the memes of him with the with the fade and the AirPod. Yeah, I can't
Oh,
wait.
I can't wait. No. It's not gonna be that. It's gonna be the Unk hat.
It's
That's what it's
gonna
gonna be. It's gonna be that
Yo.
golf hat. That's what it's gonna be.
Nah, I need the fade. I need the
Or
fade
like
and the
the
AirPod.
oversized basketball shirt.
You already know the memes are
No,
coming.
It's
mark
gotta
my
come.
words. Mark my words. They're gonna make him Edgar. They're
They're
gonna
gonna
Edgarify him. They're gonna Edgarify him. They're gonna give him.
Yeah.
They're gonna give him the bowl poof hair, and like all. Yeah, it's gonna be hilarious.
When they come to modern times, hopefully I want him to meet Rick Ross just as a kid. It would be really
It's like a
funny.
cameo. Ross bumps in. Like, what?
Yeah, that would be great.
That would be crazy. He
Johnny
comes in with some
Storm,
wings.
I actually like the direction they're taking him in. He's more of just like almost just like a punk, but for like the '60s. He's not like a womanizer. He's not like a.
Yeah,
Like a hot item.
I think he's
He's a
Cool.
guy that's more character than he is physical appearance.
Yeah.
Which I would actually like because his character is actually really good. Chris Evans
Mm.
touched on part of it in the old ones, but like he's
wasn't
more than
very
that. I swear he's actually more
I
than
think
that.
it looks like just from the slight dialogue they have between like him, Reed, and Sue, like they actually read the comic book and
They
said,
actually
let's-
like each
well,
other.
let's actually.
Oh, no,
use
it
this
looks
in the
very
show.
wholesome.
So it looks very.
No,
like,
they're coherent.
realistic.
The older Fantastic Four movies is always like, oh, it's assumed they're a family. Problems.
Maybe, and then
They don't actually show much of the
Mm.
like family dynamic that they have.
just like what they would.
This trailer showed that.
Really, it's like, you're gonna be a great mom. You might be something.
and it really matched the
You're
aesthetic.
right,
It
yeah.
feels like
Yeah.
homey. Like they felt pleasant.
Yeah.
Like seeing them on screen. They all have I mean from what just in that trailer they all look like they have like very
Yeah.
good chemistry.
And you can kind of see
They
the
matched
dynamic.
the casting Top tier.
Pedro Pascal. is-
Pascal,
Top tier.
great,
Even
great
like,
selection.
I'll still stand on that. I wish that I could have seen a younger cast just for like franchise longevity.
Mhm.
However, if I can get quality Fantastic Four content,
I
even if
will.
it's less, I'll take it.
Let's take it.
Take it
I'm
every
okay
time.
with that.
And
You really put some thought.
from
into
what
it.
I saw in the trailer, it looks like they fixed most of the character flaws with Reed, like
Praise
him being
God.
a horrible,
Yes.
horrible husband. He looked
It's
like
so
a
bad.
great husband in that
At least
trailer.
he's
did.
trying to be. I'll give him.
He's trying. That's literally
Yes.
that's it.
Right.
Oh, that's all we need.
That's all
That's enough.
Already better
That's
than
enough.
generic Reed.
A good dad
Alright.
is really just a dad that tries. A good husband is really just a husband that tries.
Here we
Like that's
go.
it. And
There we go.
they showed his genius with the chalkboard instead of all these computers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Just cranking stuff out from memory.
Just a new, yeah.
Kind of like to highlight like, is he like a 6th level intellect in the Marvel
Yeah.
universe? So like
He's a
canonically
top level.
the smartest being in the Marvel universe.
Mm.
Nobody knows why. It's completely unknown. Like it's just a one.
He just is.
He
Like
just
it's not
is,
even.
yeah.
Is it ever explained?
no. There's
Because
like,
I don't think. I think he
Bro
just
got
is.
brain.
There's a multiversal, I guess, phenomenon where reads across the multiverse are just insanely smart.
But there's never like a very like oh
Yeah.
you know his memory was expanded. No, he just
No,
is.
he just
Like,
is.
He just is very very smart.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be like him.
I wish
That's it.
your head's big enough.
Ah.
All right. How about this?
All right, stand up. All right, stand up, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, It looks great.
It looked good.
Sue actually looks like she's a character too. Like she's not just like she.
The sexy
Hold on,
person
hold
on
on.
screen.
Well, she's not. So the way that Jessica Alba was portrayed, which I'm not complaining, but
Who? Whoa! Is anyone? No one better be complaining about Jessica Alba.
Not complaining.
Yeah, we
Let me
never
tell
do
you
that. Yeah.
To this day. To this day. Tear goes down to this day.
that's why he's the gold. But Jessica Alba's character was really just like the side piece that wanted more out of her husband.
Yeah.
This one, what's her name? The actress that's playing Invisible Woman. Oh, I always forget it.
I don't remember her name either.
I'm gonna commit it to memory. She actually looks like a character that's like a support system and like a dynamic family member.
She has
And
her own
has
thing going
depth.
on. She has an actual character versus like, I'm gonna show this other guy in front of you and you're not jealous of me. Well, I want you more now. What are we doing?
Which does happen a lot, actually.
But like, it's just.
Her name is Vanessa Kirby.
Vanessa Kirby. Yeah, she was in Peacemaker. She was,
That's where I remember her from.
yeah, fantastic show too. But
Jealousy.
looks fantastic. No pun intended. It looks great. And the magnum opus of what I'm arguing about this movie. The music.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up.
The music.
The guy
yeah.
who did The Incredibles and
The
Inside
Batman?
Out, The Batman,
Coco?
Coco.
Oh, so it was he then?
No,
No, he's the goat. They got the goat to make the music.
They
for this
got
movie.
the score, like just in the trailer. I immediately, because me and Zach watched it, I immediately said his name. Like I'm hearing something,
And
I'm
I was like,
who directed
I knew.
this?
I'm like, what else
Who,
has he
who
done?
made the score?
Mm.
Because I'm like, it had to be Michael. I couldn't remember his last name at the time. Because didn't I say it was like it has to be, bro?
So this
We
is
It's so good.
We knew that whoever did the score was goat level, like immediately.
Because
We're
I
like,
watched the Batman show like 10 times. I just wanted to hear
Just
the
to hear
score.
the music?
I'm gonna do the exact same
it-
thing for the Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four just score is just
Okay, so we got
sunshine,
the guy.
rainbows, crashing waves onto a white sand beach, but for your ears.
It's so good.
You're really off the boot, huh? What the?
I'm not.
No, because just in that trailer alone, I got feelings of peacefulness, of wholesomeness. I was hyped up.
There is hope.
I was in shock. I was left in suspense.
No, the music was hopeful. It was hopeful and in awe. I don't know how you can exhibit those two emotions in a score at the same time for superheroes.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing I did like about it is I love that they gave it like the classic superhero feel
Coral.
of like,
Oh, yeah.
we're gonna protect you.
Mhm.
Everybody's, they love that they're around helping the citizens.
Mm.
I love that. I'm a sucker
Because
for that.
they're not superheroes. They just help out.
Yeah, they
Their
help
entire thing is like, we do science for the betterment of society. So that second part is the most important part.
Maybe they might show that a little more.
Yeah, they're actually members of the community too.
Yeah.
That's
The
gonna
first
be
one-
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the original like Fantastic Four, you didn't really know what they were doing. They just do
They're
stuff in
celebrities.
space.
They're completely separated
they
from the
were
rest
just
of New York.
Cool people. And Johnny Storm was just a douche. Like that was his thing.
Relax.
That was his character. Like he was a cool guy and like that was his thing.
I mean, in the movies, he did come off more as
He
just a
was-
womanizing douche.
It's-
He's not supposed to be a douche.
But, like,
he's
that's
supposed
what
to
they
be a
did.
lovable womanizer.
versus
But
the new
like,
one.
he's
Just win.
supposed to come off like. Have you seen Boy Meets World?
yeah.
Yeah.
He's supposed to come off like Sean Hunter.
Okay.
He's supposed to.
Supposed
That
to.
is-
The movies did not do a good job at
No.
all at making, because
Mm.
respectfully, movies don't have a lot of time.
So
to,
for
like,
its time and the other way, like the other way that the characters worked in that movie, it just worked better than if he was like a lovable womanizer, because they're like they actually doubled down on these people kind of suck.
yeah.
The only one that didn't suck was Ben Grimm, and he got the worst end of the stick because you saw Reed being like, "Look at all these things I can do." You saw Sue just being like, "Ah, "Now I can get out of whatever situation I want to," and you saw Johnny be like, "I'm gonna be a superstar," and then the most morally like grounded
Loses
character is like, "I cannot
everything.
escape. I have to deal with it."
Yeah.
So it fit like
Loses
all four of those
everything,
personalities
yeah.
fit together in those movies. That's why I'm like, yeah, like Johnny's character was, you know, he's kind of a douche, but like, it balanced. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like it balanced out.
I know, I feel like
especially
I'm
compared to
gonna
how
like
Reed
this
was in
rendition
those
better.
movies. Johnny's a saint. Johnny's a saint. I'm sorry.
That is true.
Reed sucked.
Yes.
When does he does it?
This movie. This new
Besides
movie.
this,
But the new one, it looks much better. Everything looks much better.
I know. I feel like I'm really gonna enjoy
So,
this rendition.
so
of
it's been
the Fantastic
confirmed that
Four.
they're also going to be in Doomsday, which I don't think like the Fantastic Four might exist within like the current main MCU timeline. I don't see it because otherwise,
No,
the
this has to be a
emergence-
different dimension. for
Exactly.
sure.
It has to be.
the emergence of Iron Man wouldn't have been such a big deal,
No.
and they'd have to
wouldn't
retcon that like, oh, we knew, and like Captain America was known, but to the public he was kind of known as like, oh, he was a soldier.
War hero, yeah.
You know, more just like a
Propaganda piece.
propaganda
Yeah,
piece.
You wouldn't really. Yeah.
So they're like, okay, yeah.
They didn't know he was
He-
like actually super.
Yeah. you
Well,
know
they
he
knew
was,
nothing
like,
about Hydra. They're just like, oh, he fought the Nazis. So he's just like a normal guy with
Yeah.
a shield. They didn't know all the top secret stuff about him.
mhm.
And later, after Captain America comes out the ice, then they're like, no, this is the super soldier. Hydra,
Yeah.
the Nazis, war
All
hero,
the stuff that happened.
kept under wraps by the OSS. Like, that was his whole
Purposely, yeah.
thing. That's why, like, when he popped back out, that's why he didn't, I guess, like, start a bunch of superheroes popping up out the woodworks in the MCU.
In the beginning, yeah.
And also, I didn't see S.H.I.E.L.D. once in that trailer.
No,
And
this
S.H.I.E.L.D.
has to be a
has
different
existed.
dimension for
So
sure.
it has to be.
And the
Definitely not
addition of
there.
the Silver Surfer, I really think they're gonna lose at the end of this, and they're gonna get dragged
There's-
into.
It's almost a
Uh,
guarantee. Only I say that because in Doomsday is a whole bunch of different from different places
Exactly.
coming together.
It's gonna be like
Yeah.
so they
so.
will have to like
They're calling it
lose,
anything but what it is. It's gonna be Secret Wars. That's all it's gonna be.
essentially.
Where they just pull people from different dimensions, and it is what it
Trying
is.
to bring them in, trying to reignite the stories in the main MCU or something. I don't
What
know.
I think they might do is
Respectfully, after seeing this, I'm probably gonna want them to be separate from it. Most likely, I'm probably gonna want them to be separate because I'm probably gonna enjoy this because they are separate from the rest.
what they might do is did you read the original Crisis on Infinite Earths?
Yeah.
They're gonna do that. I'd put my money on that. They're just gonna
Mm,
integrate them all
they probably
through
are.
Doomsday.
There probably are.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
I
like
know-
it, but
I mean,
they're gonna do it. They are. They are
It
gonna
seems
do it.
like because if Doom is a variant, so something there's gonna have to happen, and somehow the actual Doom's gonna appear. So I don't know.
or they might. So you know how the Maker kind of just destroyed the Ultimate Universe in the comic
Yeah.
books? They might make Doom that character, to where he destroys the Fantastic Four's universe, destroys the X-Men's universe, but the Fantastic Four somehow survive because
They do.
they do.
That's what we do. Yeah.
Because that's what they do. And the X-Men, the old X-Men, might just go. They might gone.
Cause they already Franklin's about to be born. So
I swear if they time skip Franklin to being grown up, I'm gonna be.
They're
so
probably
upset.
gonna do that.
No, so what they actually might do is get Future Franklin to come in. Because in the comic books, that's what happens.
That is
in
true.
the comic books, when Franklin is just having a hissy fit and can't like use his powers to do like anything at all, his future self comes in with his ponytail and he's just like, "Don't worry, little kid. You be a kid. I got you." He's like, I've been alive for 1,000 years, so I'm plenty grown by now. And then just saves everybody. He saves him every time. Like, every time Reed is in over his head.
They're probably gonna do
they
the
win.
time skip instead because that would be super jarring to like a movie audience of just like, hey everyone, I'm this child.
This is me.
I came and saved the day. Like that's gonna be
That's
really
what-
jarring for
Yeah.
a movie audience.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, I don't know. The
They're gonna time
MCU has
skip it.
burned me so many times that I almost am like I'm nervous about having such good. Like I'm nervous for being like, yo, this movie cooks. Like
Oh
I'm
no!
nervous.
Oh no! Fantastic Four fans, I think this is all you're gonna get. So
This
I
maybe
think
it.
you should
Yes.
enjoy if this is all I'm
This
gonna get,
maybe
it
is.
needs to be perfect. It needs to be.
I really think this really is gonna be all you get.
It's gonna be fire though, because it's
There's-
Galactus and it's not like a hurricane Galactus.
Yeah.
It's like actually
Yeah.
Galactus.
Actually, yes. The helmet and
The
everything.
World
Whole
Eater,
body.
the Silver Surfer coming in, just be like, you've been marked for death. Strap in. Or get
it's
out.
Gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, and the hate that's coming for that Silver Surfer actress. Why are we complaining?
Just what they had before. Where's the
Well-
ball dude at?
Well, they're like the CGI in 2005 looked better than it did. It doesn't.
What is it gonna
Stop
be?
lying.
A woman? What are we doing?
No, first of all, they're like the
I've
comic
heard.
books is a guy. There's two Silver
There's-
Surfers in
there's
comic
multiple
books. A girl
Silver
and a guy.
Exactly. There's more than one. Like what?
Get out of here. I just watch the movie first. That's all I gotta tell you.
You're
Watch
afraid
the-
of girls? Just say it. Like what are we? Like
No,
what?
it's just culture war propaganda.
yeah, it's just BS from like
Venture
the
to
comic book. Yeah. Listen, we can get on him when we talk about Superman, but
Yeah.
if you paid attention, if you want to complain about CGI, do not complain about Silver Surfer. Complain about the Thing. He just looks a little awkward at times, but it's not going to
Yeah.
ruin the movie for me that the Thing looks bad.
Versus like a Nerf ball. Like in the first one, kind of like a Nerf football.
I mean, that was practical makeup, so
I mean, yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
just
going to
saying,
complain
like,
about that. That looks phenomenal.
In the second one, it got better. But the first one, he looked very squishy.
Well,
it's-
you
it's
had
not
to
gonna
move
be-
around
it's
with all
gonna
that
be so
makeup
good.
on, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm saying, which one would you rather have? The CGI
That
or
was
the other one?
okay, but that was due to technological limitations at the time. Like realistically, they did.
Well, yeah, they
and
did the
for
best they could.
for what it was back then. That was cutting edge makeup
Yeah,
design.
that was very good.
Like that was peak. That was
They
what
could
you got.
definitely do better.
You had orcs from Lord of the Rings and the Thing from Fantastic Four. That's the peak of makeup.
That is makeup and a half right there. Geesh.
Yeah, and then like, oh, it just looks the same, if not worse than that. Get out of here. You're wrong. It's not true.
It's way better.
If you looked at when Johnny Storm grabbed that surfboard, it was literally like almost touching Mercury. How when things pierce Mercury, it's ripples. It literally had that effect.
Like it looked good. It
And
looked
you're
good.
mad that Silver Surfer is made of silver? Like, what's she supposed? Is every detail of her body supposed to be specifically carved out in the silver? No.
It's not supposed to be. What are we doing?
If anything, you're complaining she has more detail than the naked bald guy from 2005.
Come on. What are we complaining about? Like what is this? You're giving quality content. Like no, I don't like it. No, I don't like it.
It's funny because Marvel fans will just, and me being one of them, just not one of these ones, derogatory. They'll just eat up whatever they put out. Like, this go. This is so
good.
fire. Like, oh, this is great. The only thing that they actually got served to them that they didn't want was She-Hulk. Like, they saw that and they're like, no.
So bad. But
The worst part about it is that I like She-Hulk comic books,
Mhm.
and it was written out like a She-Hulk comic book. Poorly. Very
they
poorly.
lost me almost immediately with She-Hulk, but
I mean, the episode of
Others-
Daredevil was cool, I love Daredevil, so
give the big yams.
all right,
Oh, man.
bro.
Oh, what we talking about?
Yeah, T just liked it because Megan Thee Stallion was in one of the episodes.
It was one of the best episodes.
Most watched. What we talking about? Like, yo, what's the mean of that? Huh? Like,
Sue me. All right.
but no, definitely quality content coming soon, and hopefully you don't get the Henry Cavill Superman treatment where he's gone, and we just lost a very good opportunity.
Who?
Henry Cavill as Superman.
Yeah, but who are you referring to?
No, I'm
with
saying
that
like
now?
the Fantastic Four. Hopefully,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
they
where-
suck it. Like, oh, this is terrible. Now it's just poof.
They don't. Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't want to give them the Blade treatment. Yeah.
Oh, was a motherfucker trying to ice skate up here.
You have to cut that.
Bro. Oh. Well, I'll
And-
leave it in. Why not?
All right. Next trailer that I also saw today. Superman behind the scenes.
Man.
Another movie
Man.
that's getting hate for no reason. And I know who's giving it hate. It's all like they're either casual readers for comic books, which are the worst type of comic book readers, or casual DC haters, where they just watch DC to hate it.
It's just weird.
Because those people were the
That's
same people.
actually like 70% of DC.
That no,
fans.
that's
Why?
a lot of people that watch and like consume DC content is literally just be like.
But let me
"Oh, bad."
let me shoot them
Not
some
as good
bail.
as The Dark Knight.
Let me shoot them some bail first, because as a DC fan myself,
DC
a lover of
supremacist, like where
yeah, we have been
hoed.
cooked so many times.
We've been burned.
It's
We've
kind
been
of hard
burned.
not to be cynical about
Yeah.
them.
I know I'm
So
extreme,
especially if you're like
cynical.
me, who's like, okay, maybe not the inclusion of crypto. I don't hate it as much as other people do, but like we've been burned so many times that's like, oh, not again.
Don't ruin crypto.
Exactly. Like
Okay,
not this.
okay,
again.
but here's what. Whenever I look at DC content coming out, I look for signs. Like not just like, oh, it looks good or oh, it looks bad. It's like no, there's like clear signs in DC content on whether or not the producer, director, whatever, whoever's in charge of making this movie understands and enjoys, keyword enjoys, the material and who just lightly reads enough to understand one writer's rendition of the character to be like, I'm gonna make this into a movie and just
Let's
force that character
actually
into the
put it
story.
out and Release something good. Yeah.
I'm talking to you, Joss Whedon. He
Sweet.
fundamentally did not understand anything Zack Snyder was doing and just said, I'm gonna try and make this like Avengers.
he deeply misunderstood.
Yeah. What?
Travesty.
What?
First being
Can we just include the fact that he cut out the whole Speed Force thing? That they
Yeah, the
did?
thing that
the
actually
thing that won an
award.
Oscar? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, let's just take that part out.
No, he
Why?
legitimately did not understand the story that Zach
Genuinely the
wrote.
best
He
shot
didn't get
ever
it.
made in superhero movie history, and I'll die on that hill. The Flashpoint sequence is
It's
Perfect.
I
beautiful.
literally stood up when it
Music-
happened.
It's jaw dropping, like
Yes, it
all
was
tasks.
so
music
good.
score,
Are you kidding me?
CGI, shot, everything. The dialogue. Ezra Miller sucks, but if you watch that sequence, you're
That
like,
was-
this is the perfect Flash. Just for that sequence.
Okay, Barry, I said I wouldn't do it again, and you just see it. Oh, dude.
You see it all come back
And we
together.
Well, we're just gonna
Absolute cinema.
take
Like,
that out
it's so
and
good.
Go take this out, take that out, slap it together. Makes no sense. What are we doing?
Anyways, Zack Snyder was also one of those people that understood what he was doing. Now, in terms of making a palatable theatrical release for movies, he was horrible at it.
Yeah,
In terms
he
of
can
law-
write, but like it takes him 5 hours to get to his point.
For long,
Unfortunately.
if he put a disclaimer in front of all of his movies that this is a long form film, he would be regarded as one of the best directors and producers ever. It's just the format that he likes to do.
Bro.
Even I would admit it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to attach yourself to. Like 4 hours for genuinely like a fantastic story.
That's
Absolutely.
a long time.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be finished in like a trilogy, but like that's a collective 12 hours of movies.
Yeah, that's a little.
You
yeah,
can't.
Zach, I don't understand how he.
You're
like,
crazy. You like you
Can't like shred some of his scenes.
He's an artist. He refuses to compromise.
he does not compromise. He shoots all his scenes like the Aquaman scene is really long. It's really, really, really long. Where they're at the shipwreck, but regarding him
Singing.
as like a god.
Mm.
In the universe that they're in, that's actually pretty cool. Like these aren't just like heroes; they're super powerful,
Sure.
like
No, they're
godlike
They're-
figures.
They're-
People do not understand.
Where, yeah.
their relation to them
And
at all.
And
So
Superman, I mean, obviously he was extremely powerful, but he was not like how he was in the theatrical release of Justice League, where he was just like, oh, we got Superman back alive, and he saved all of us.
No, more to it. Like, yeah.
There's much more to it.
So
But this new Superman, first dead giveaway that I knew this was going to be good, the logo.
Mm.
He read Kingdom Come, which immediately puts him above so many directors for Superman. Like, he read Kingdom Come and said, this is one of the best stories DC has ever put out, ever. And it's true. It's fantastic.
I'm looking forward to it. I haven't read it, that storyline at all.
you
but
should. It's
It
extremely
is a genuine hit on Batman that's completely valid. Like, completely valid.
Kingdom Come is an excellent story.
Yeah, I'm looking
And on
forward
top
to
of
it.
that, I know Jaden doesn't like the trunks. I like the trunks. They don't look like how you would want in a cool superhero suit, but the point of the Superman suit isn't to be cool per se, it's to be welcoming. It's supposed to make you relax. It's supposed to make you like
the tight
calm
legs.
down, because like he doesn't want to be regarded as like some god. He wants to be regarded as someone that makes people
Yeah.
feel safe. He wants to be
Symbol
welcoming.
of hope.
Yeah. So the trunks kind of help mitigate all the cool Kryptonian, I guess, like designs on his suit by giving like an element of goofiness to it. That's also
I disagree. I think they could have gone without the trunks, did New 52 more like style, and give it a lighter color palette. I think that's just as welcoming, but not dumb.
But this is semantics. So, but at the core of it, he got it. The design, well, didn't he like crowdsource whether or not? And most people said trunks. So
Yeah.
get out of here.
Okay.
Sit down.
And the people voted.
Democracy. Are you democratic? Are you
Oh,
democratic?
my.
Yeah, that's
the
what I
big
thought.
questions.
Kingdom Come logo, the long bright red cape. It wasn't like a dark crimson like it was in the other Supermans, like Superman Returns. I hated that color palette for Superman. I am not gonna lie. The dark red, the gold as the yellow behind. It wasn't like a
blue.
what kind of blue was that for Superman Returns? It wasn't like a dark blue, but it wasn't a light blue.
It was like indigo-ish kind of.
It was like a shaded light blue.
It's like I don't know exactly the correct color. Let's just say royal blue.
Royal
Call
blue.
it a day.
It's like a little bit brighter
It
than
has
royal
a
blue. But
brighter-
yeah.
Yeah.
The color palette, I guess, was okay, but the red was just so dark that it didn't even look red. It just looked like maroon. I was like,
It was
alright.
really dark. It's a really dark palette.
If you look at the classic Superman outfit, obviously it looks whack. But again,
That's what they
technology at
had
the time, they did,
yeah.
that's what they had. And in terms of seeing Superman from the page to the screen, that was as peak as it got.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So seeing this, I'm like, okay, I like it.
Mhm.
I mean, there's some like patchwork design on the blue part. People hate that stuff. They're like, oh, they're gonna MCUify Superman's outfit. I'm like, do you guys not understand what fabric on screen looks like if it's just like one layer of fabric? It doesn't look good on
It's not
screen.
look right.
It doesn't look good on screen at all. That's why they have these small designs. It helps like kind of trick your eye into seeing Superman, or Superman in this instance, be more built in that suit than what he would look like without him. He'd look fat without him, just straight up. Because you'd just be like, your proportions are kind of weird. That costume's kind of bulky. Yeah, I don't really know. It helps shape the body and
Yeah,
kind of
it's
slim
cool.
down all
Yeah.
those bright colors. Fantastic. Thumbs up.
They hit the mark on that. He definitely pops out.
Another one was the what is it called? The robot that they had in it was like 2 minutes long of the movie that they released. When Superman crashes into the snow,
Oh, yeah,
Krypto
yeah.
takes him back to
Yeah.
the Fortress
And
of
the, like, the
Solitude.
4 robots.
Those robots, straight out of All-Star Superman.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, and you're talking about the Fortress of Solitude scene, yeah.
How it turned.
yeah, that
That
I was
pretty
like, okay, so he's clearly read Kingdom Come. He's clearly read All-Star Superman. Those two right there, best Superman
Like some
stories.
good content.
ever.
Those are the best ones.
They're the best ones. Like there's nothing that beats them outside of like Justice
League
League
stories, but
storylines,
like just straight up
World's
Superman.
Finest storylines, but just straight
Straight up
Superman.
Superman.
That's one of
Those are the
Those
best
are the
ones
best
you can
ones.
get.
Mm,
And like, Kingdom Come is technically a Justice League, but it centers around Superman.
okay.
So that's why I think it's more of a Superman story than anything else.
Versus anything.
It's mostly a Superman.
Yeah.
story.
So the trunks, the logo, I guess Superman design of the Fortress of Solitude and all of the Kryptonian technology.
Mhm.
I'm like, he understands the source material. The colors are bright. Why? Because Superman's like, dude, I'm not trying to be like some cool badass with
Yeah.
superpowers. It's gonna scare a lot of people. I'm trying to be the most welcoming figure out there, most human figure out there.
Just a guy.
He's a guy,
Just a guy who can.
but a good guy.
The best guy.
And
Yeah.
the number one indicator that I thought this movie was great was that Ben Shapiro hated it.
It has to be good.
And
Then.
if Ben Shapiro hates it, it's fantastic.
I would die on that hill.
I rage bait myself by watching his movie reviews, and every movie that's like objectively good, he's like horrible, and I'm like, no.
You have no.
Yeah, he didn't like the Batman either, right?
He didn't like the
He
Batman.
didn't like the Batman.
Yeah, he didn't like it.
Yeah, he has.
Because he did-
Fact check it, just to be sure.
No, wait. Hold on. Let me remember. I think he did like it, but he didn't like the core premise that Batman had to change, if I remember correctly.
Just look up the thumbnail of it. There was another movie that I saw that I was like, oh, this is really
Benny
good.
giving out L reviews. What are we doing?
He gives out not good reviews.
What are we doing?
Yeah, he politicizes a lot of movies, and that feeds into why he thinks that they're bad. He's like leftist, and I'm like, just watch the movie, man. Like,
Watch the whole thing. Let's see what happens.
like I just don't understand it. Now he rightfully ripped up the new Star Wars movies,
Yeah, they were garbage.
but also anybody with a brain impulse that's just not completely just like a yes man.
Oh no, he
just-
actually didn't like it. I was right the first time.
Yeah.
He actually didn't like it.
and
L
it's the-
reviews.
and
L reviews.
It's tied,
Which
with
is
The
crazy
Dark Knight.
because even looking through the comments, his own fan base are like, no, this is crazy. This
Yeah.
movie was really good.
No, the
That
movie
was
was
a
fantastic.
great movie.
The score, the shots, the designs,
It was so good. You kidding me?
absolutely perfect.
Because like especially the ending, he really did not get the ending of the movie at all. Of like wanting to become more than just a figure of vengeance to like be a force of change.
Yes.
He didn't get that at all,
Dude.
which is crazy.
You're telling me he didn't get like a?
That makes sense. What? Did you watch the whole movie?
You're telling me the guy that doesn't know how to read in between the lines didn't read in between the lines at the end?
And it's not even like a hard line to understand. He was literally walking through the stadium as a beacon of light. Like it's not even complicated.
It is as artistic in your face as it gets.
Like it's not subtle about the message. There's even outro dialogue. If you really didn't get the significance of that scene, there's outro dialogue.
The
And
fact that he
especially
was
ignore all
the
this.
fact that he was in his suit during the daytime in front of a lot of people was also a dead giveaway. That was the first time that he wasn't bagging somebody, he wasn't chasing somebody, and there were people around. He straight up was just there
hosting.
helping people. He hadn't done that a single time the whole movie.
What else could you interpret from the line? I have to become.
Like, what is? There's nothing to miss there. It's kind of playing your face.
And he didn't like it. He didn't like that part. He didn't like it.
Anyways, that was also my dead giveaway that this movie might be really good.
Yeah, that's that's definitely a clear
The
sign.
guy with the worst movie takes
Oh,
ever.
has no idea what the fuck. Yeah, clear sign.
I'd be interested to see what his like trailer review is of Fantastic Four.
Probably hates it.
He actually might not.
Really? You think you might like it?
He's like establishes family values,
Oh,
expresses the intelligence of a man.
We have to see. If it comes out, we're gonna have to see. Like,
I know. I think we're in
Why-
good shape for at least those two superhero films.
it is pretty.
We're in good shape. No, we're gonna be eating good this year. Thunderbolts, I have just slight hope for that
No.
it's not horrible.
No,
I don't have faith.
no.
Because
No. My bar is not horrible. Like that, it's not. It's not hope that it's gonna be good. It's just bar's gonna be not horrible.
It just doesn't make sense to me. This is missing a lot.
I just like the Century a lot.
I don't even know if it's gonna be cool. The movie is not gonna be as good as it could be. anyone who likes Marvel is
You
gonna
should
be so
read.
upset.
You should read Dark Reign. It's a series of Marvel comic books across the Avengers, X-Men, all of that stuff, where Norman Osborn just takes over
Oh,
Shield, the
That's-
Avengers. He even sets up his own X-Men team, I think,
Hmm.
and he tricks the Sentry and basically just like uses his mental health issues to his advantage.
damn.
You'll see what the Sentry is capable of in that storyline.
I mean, I think you're pretty cool. I'm just saying the Thunderbolts movie. Like, I went to the Draft House recently. There's like 7 different posters for the movie.
No, their posters are heat. I'll stand on
Posters
that.
look
Their
good.
posters are heat.
But when you look at like the ads and stuff they have for it, it's not good. It doesn't seem good. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Something in me is not feeling it. Like, I don't get that. Because with the Superman, when I saw the trailer when I watched the Minecraft movie, I saw the trailer. I was feeling it. I watched the Minecraft movie. That was a good movie. We're not talking about that, but that was a good movie.
Again, the main timeline in Marvel is pretty cooked. I'm so
It's-
sorry.
it's a
Like,
little
it's
rough.
pretty cooked.
Like,
That's why I'm really gonna be upset when I really like this Fantastic Four movie, and then we'll never get something like that again. I'm going to be sad.
there are so many projects supposed to come out, like same kind of story, like base. Like, you get the one individual, and like I hope this does so good, so we can keep it up. But like,
If they
I
can-
don't know.
If they can build a retro MCU from this Fantastic
They
Four
won't.
movie,
They won't.
Well, I mean,
if they're
Doomsday,
hold on,
they're not going to.
we don't know that they could go back and be completely fine, but if they're business wise, if you're concerned about a longevity of a franchise, and you're jumping ship from the main storyline. This would be a great
Reboot.
opportunity to reintroduce the X-Men because it's the 60s. That's when the X-Men
That's
were really
when they
relevant.
start, yeah.
You can
Bring
reintroduce like Avengers, all that stuff. Just start reintroducing things slowly to build a separate MCU.
I don't know. I don't
based on
think.
the
I don't
past.
think
I don't
the
know.
casual moviegoer is going to be interested in that at all.
I don't
I'm
know
sorry.
how it's gonna go.
Because I know what you're
They
thinking.
said
You're
the
basically
same thing
saying
about
like
Iron
turn it
Man.
into like.
They said there's no way that this is going to be a good movie, and it was a smash hit, and it established the current MCU.
We're talking about
This
completely
is also
separate
a different
things. So
thing.
this is a separate concept entirely.
Yeah, and the
Iron
entire
Man, everything has
entire
to-
Because
Well,
you're
I
basically
don't
saying
trust
turn the
that.
movies to like comic books, and people are not down for that.
No,
I'm
sadly.
the casual moviegoer is not down for
No,
that.
it's
at all.
not gonna.
They're already
It'll
not
be
down
good
because they already
content,
tried that
but-
with the TV shows. People aren't down for that.
No, they're not feeling that.
What do you mean the?
Just having like a separate thing to like keep up with. So I have a main timeline, retro timeline.
This over
Yeah.
here.
No
not
one's
over here.
gonna be interested in that. Just like they're not interested.
Eventually,
I have to go to the
so-
movies to understand, and also watch these TV shows to understand. People aren't gonna do that.
Well, they have, but yeah, pretty much.
No,
By
The
and
casual
large,
moviegoer
Spider-Man,
has
Iron
not.
Man,
it's
Iron
not
Man,
sustainable. It's
no.
not sustainable. I know what you're saying.
No.
It's not a sustainable model.
Because
We don't have
what's it called?
attention.
Even people who really like Marvel have not seen most of the TV shows because that's
yeah,
just not.
they just don't.
We're let down.
I'm not.
too.
I'm not paying
Hold on,
attention
sir.
to other things that.
There's so much that goes along.
Yeah,
with it,
there's-
Well, also a lot of them watch them with their kids, and the kids are grown now, so they just only go to the movies.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
But
just-
I'm
it's
gonna be
content.
sad.
In
Yeah, I'm
summary,
sad.
Hopefully they keep it going.
In summary, Disney not gonna be able to cook with Star Wars. Just not.
I
Gonna.
have so much faith. I have so much hope. Please,
Jaden,
Disney,
let me
don't
ask you
let me
something.
down. Don't let me down.
Jaden, let me ask you
Please.
something. And you have to pick through this binary. Who is dumber? Me for having hope in like a good MCU future, or him for having hope in a good Star Wars future?
We did it once. We do it again. Come
T, I'm sorry. Star Wars is dead.
on. We're coming back.
No,
It's
like even
done.
super fans,
What?
super fans.
I'm a super fan.
that you,
and
the
I,
super fans of Star Wars.
We were super
they're
fans.
out. Like a lot of them are out.
dude,
I'm
high school
out.
and middle
My
school.
dad's out.
Like,
Lots of people who grew
I'm
up with the
still
stuff.
locked.
Like not even just me who grew up on the prequels, because I'm.
I grew up on
43.
it all, so I don't
Exactly.
care.
Well, no, you grew up in the 2000s too.
Prequels, Clone Wars, but
Yeah,
my
you
dad
grew up
was
with
also like, all right, before you can see these prequels, you're gonna see these ones.
Yeah, well, yeah, you saw the movie, but like, no, like you were around when the
Yeah,
first
yeah,
ones
yeah.
came out. Those people are out. Like, I have no hope for the future because they're not even taking the steps to give a clean
Separate.
slate.
They're not even gonna separate. They're just gonna be like 2 years after.
We're not even taking the correct steps of a clean slate. So, if I had to pick a future, I'd pick the MCU's future because there's still hope there.
There's also you see that poster over there? There's a lot of characters on there that have not been in the movies that could be insanely popular.
Star Wars is gigantic. What are we talking about? How many characters in Star Wars?
But that timeline is
It's
cool.
cool.
And all the
opportunity to
extended
grow.
universe stuff is out. Like that stuff is
have
gone.
Opportunity to go this
They
way. They can
burned
go
their
back that way.
All the
If they do it
extended
right,
stuff. No,
if they do
this
it
way,
right.
that way, it's gone. The
It's
extended
gone.
universe is out.
The only way that they could really reestablish the Star Wars universe is by being like, yeah, and 200,000 years later, after the events of
Hey,
the Rise
we
of
never
Skywalker,
We never know. We can see what happens next. And maybe we gotta see the story. I gotta see the next movie first to really determine if we're dead or not. Because of the last three, hey, I hate it all.
So you as a super fan are happy what happened to the Skywalkers in the prophecy.
no, hold up now.
The prophecy
No.
didn't come true.
That last three was garbage. I would have erased that from the timeline.
they're not.
The
they're-
most powerful bloodline's just gone.
The last three gotta go. I'm sorry, the last three were
Okay.
terrible.
There's no Jedi structure, which respectfully, if you're gonna have a Star Wars universe, you need the Jedi. That's what it hinges on, the Jedi and the Sith.
The balance between them, yeah.
Yes. So the
Come on.
entire storyline for every, I guess, trilogy is based on. You can't have that unless you have Rey.
I'm
Because
just saying, the
2 years
last
after.
three make no sense at all based
So-
on everything that came before it. That's what I'm
I
saying.
agree with you. You have to
see
take
what I'm
out the
saying?
last
You gotta
three
get rid of them and do something
to
new.
start over,
But
but
you
unfortunately,
But
they're
what
not.
you got, there is no.
There's one way to make those three movies irrelevant, and that is by like a 300-year time skip.
and they're not doing it.
They're not
It's
doing
like
it.
there's. I don't know how they're gonna do it.
They're
Don't
not
get
gonna.
twisted. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but there's got to be a way to improve some, because that right there was hot ass. Like I'm hot thinking about it. It made no sense. The whole thing makes no sense from beginning to end. All three movies makes no sense. But I'm gonna die on this hill, I guess. It's just me here. Huh? It's
It
one
is
man
just
against
you.
the world. Huh?
Marvel can cook. That's all I'm gonna say. Marvel can
Marvel
cook.
can cook. They've proven to cook. So
They've all, yeah. And I'll also die on
they
this
fumbled
hill.
as well.
The worst Marvel movie is not as bad as the worst Star Wars movie, and Thor: Love and Thunder exists.
I can't disagree with that. The Star Wars movies are so bad.
Nah, Attack of the Clones is literally the worst thing I.
No.
It's
Attack
really
of the
boring.
Clones is better than it's.
I highly
Anything with
disagree.
Rey's
I
involved
think
is to be
Attack
the worst
of the
one.
Clones
no,
is
that's what I'm
legitimately
saying.
the worst.
The worst MCU movie is not worse than the worst Star Wars movie. Is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, no.
Because Thor: Love and Thunder exists, and there's worse movies out there than that.
That movie was so bad.
Rise of Skywalker and
Rise of
Attack of the
Skywalker is
Clones.
awful.
So there's two below, objectively the worst.
No,
Marvel
The Last
movie.
Jedi is just as bad.
So there's three below the worst.
Last
Bro,
Jedi is
anything with
just
Rey's
as bad.
involved is at the bottom. Like I'm.
No, again, The Force Awakens is
You want to know
not
why it's
that
so good?
bad.
No,
Actually.
you want to know why it's good?
It's just average.
Do you know why it's good though? It's just repackaged A New Hope.
Exactly.
Really, it's
Literally.
like it's a washed coat. That's all it is. That's all it is. All of the character has been washed off of it.
I'm
But-
so
so
sorry
bad.
to you, but
Hey, I'm
there's no
gonna die.
hope for that
I'm
story.
gonna die on this hill. I don't care.
There's no hope.
I
for
have to
that
have
universe.
faith in something.
on what basis?
I was
Because
like, it
just
can't
because
get worse than
Kathleen
that.
Kennedy is gone does not mean
It
whoever's
can't
next is
get-
not just as bad.
It can't get worse than that. I'm sorry.
It can always
can.
get worse.
It can't.
It can always get worse.
The nighttime of the star. It can't get worse than
That-
that.
Are you aware
It
of the
can't get worse.
parent company Warner Brothers? Never say
Yeah.
that.
No,
Would it be?
because for a
Don't you-
time, me and Jaden were like, dude, it can't
It
get worse
can't
than
get
this.
any worse.
And it did.
Listen, them three are garbage, but it can't get worse than that. Come on.
You're so naive.
It can't get
It
worse.
always can.
He's not
I've been
naive.
so deep
He's
in this.
literally delusional.
I've been so deep in this.
It's
It
a
can't get worse.
It's a defense mechanism. Like he cannot come to terms that
Nah, bro.
what he loves
listen.
with all of his heart is truly
I'm
dead.
way too deep. I'm way too
Okay,
deep to give him down.
What would it take for you to hop off? They have disrespected the trilogy,
Disrespected
the
Luke.
prequels, all the characters
You-
and
I know
the
this.
arcs before.
I know this all.
They got rid of all of it. The prophecy, the Skywalker bloodline, the entire
Everything. is
The
gone.
clones, they're gone. Like the clones.
Everything.
The entire
They
extended universe.
disrespect the entire franchise.
What
I
would
need
it
more.
take for you to jump off the hill? See that
You
the
gotta jump
Titanic's
ship at
going
some
down.
point. Because take it from me, if I could buy a Lego Millennium Falcon, I would. If it's an episode 7 Millennium Falcon, there's no
that
shot.
should cost 2 cents. Not even. You might get it for free.
They cost $600.
I ain't buying that shit. I'd rather buy the other one. What the hell?
That's worth way more. That's worth
Way more. But I'll put my bread on that for sure.
So the only parts of Star Wars that we would purchase and enjoy and reconsume
Nothing to it.
is the older stuff.
Nothing to it.
You can't bring that creative spirit back. It's
No.
it's
It
literally
doesn't-
he's dead. Like he's literally dead.
Listen. If the next movie, I gotta see what it's about. I can see they're involved. They got my main guy on stage now, so we gotta see what happens next on TV show.
Your
But
main guy?
Darth Maul,
Oh,
on
Darth
the
Maul.
animated TV show.
Okay, but like
That's a TV. I'm just saying they're bringing him back. Maybe they could do something for this movie. I don't know what it is.
respectfully, if it's gonna be like the Bad Batch, it's only gonna be mid at best. I'm sorry.
The Bad Batch. Well, I didn't finish it, but I started. It started off pretty good. This is just a continuation from Clone Wars. Like, it's just like
Wait, hold on.
rip-off.
Hold on.
I don't know what to tell you
Hold
about
on.
that.
A continuation from what?
Clone Wars.
That's
That's all it is. It's just like a little side piece because like people, I really like these guys.
But what's Maul?
It's something completely different though.
Listen, it could probably be a cool story. Is it consequential?
Is it life changing to the story? No, I just think it'd be cool to see my main man on
if
stage.
you want a good trilogy again,
It's not gonna include Darth Maul.
yeah, but it's gonna have to include Rey. Otherwise, it's not gonna have any Jedi in it or Sith in it.
Pew pew pew.
Which means
Pew.
it's just gonna be Star Trek but worse.
Oh god. Fucking Star Trek.
Hold on. Star Trek.
Like the
Star
new
Trek is
stuff?
fire.
No.
No. Star Trek is
Older
fire.
stuff? I love that.
Even the new stuff is fire. It's just not as good as the old stuff.
New stuff is not good.
Or what they could do, they could not make it like universal, but like planet to planet sort of.
So you're gonna
issue.
shrink the universe? They already
That's
tried that.
That's the only way. Because if you're just doing it a few years after Rise of Skywalker, like there's not a lot you can do.
And how much?
There's
do you
not
want-
a lot left.
How much do you want to bet? They're gonna have at least one scene on Tatooine.
They have to. That's like their They have to. They've made a brand new chosen super child, and like, yeah, they can go to Tatooine. What are you talking about? That's almost guaranteed.
Tatooine is easily the worst planet in that entire universe.
Can we
It's
go back to
almost guaranteed.
Christopis? The crystal one. Crystal planet.
Oh,
It's entirely made of crystal.
yeah.
That's my favorite planet.
They're not gonna. You want to know why?
Because they
it's a
hate
good
us?
idea.
Because they
That
hate
would
us.
be content. No, we're not.
because it's quality content. You mean where they get all the Kyber
Kyber
crystals?
crystals
Yeah.
from?
Yeah, it's too cool.
But
What,
it's
giant
seeing it-
structures made of pure crystal?
And
I just seen it
specifically
happen
made
live.
for the Jedi, just naturally. Yeah, they're not gonna do that because it's too good of an idea. It's actually gonna like make your fans happy. They'd never do that.
We keep using Space Jesus Part 2, I guess.
It's gonna. So
That's what she is at this point. Like,
Star Wars is Naruto.
Yeah.
People think
I mean,
The new trilogy of
Let me
Star
come.
Wars
Let me
is
come.
Naruto.
Let me
Basis,
come. No, let me
yeah.
come. The first series was great. Yeah, there were some plot holes. Sure. Overall, pretty damn good. Everything that followed afterwards was riding off of the aura of the first series that tricked you to think it was making sense with only brief parts of those specific aspects, like in Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith made sense. Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace, no, did not. Naruto Shippuden, none of it makes sense. It's
nothing
the
including
same.
Naruto. Other things, dude.
No. Here's why. Each trilogy would be like each iteration of Naruto coming from the Sage of Six Paths Son. First Hokage, Naruto. They're just gonna do the same thing.
I don't know how close
Just
to Naruto in
repackaged.
that regard, because essentially they have to make another Naruto
Jaden, did I
as
cook?
Boruto. And then that's what
The
they're
only
And
thing
you
I
think-
disagree on is that the first series of Naruto is good. It's not. It's very bad.
It's okay.
But we don't have time for my dissertation. We can say that
But
for a
no,
second.
okay. So,
You know what I'm saying? I would choose Shippuden
But
over the original. That's
it
just me, though.
tracks well. They have the
But-
same tendencies in terms of plot line. And if the next step is just separation, Naruto's next step after the travesty we call Naruto Shippuden was Boruto.
All I know is we're
you
never
want Star
getting-
Wars to have a Boruto? Is that what
It's
you
already
want?
here.
You already got it.
It's already here. That's what the last three are.
So the trajectory has been like this the whole time. Marvel's trajectory has been like this. It's like the stock market. Star Wars decline.
Talking like
Only
timeline
decline
order?
in terms of release of content. It's only been a decline in quality.
Yeah, it has been absolutely a decline. Have we ever gotten anything as good as Empire Strikes Back again?
Clone Wars. The
No.
entire series is gas.
It's not as good as Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, but that's also classified as one of the best movies ever, period. So I can't even like really.
It's still a part of it though. Like we'll never get that again.
Okay. So it goes like this, and then straight down Clone Wars, and then straight down. It's just been falling.
The last three just okay. I can tell you that. There's no gone dead, but
You're a man of data. You can recognize trends.
yeah.
If you were to make a prediction on the trajectory of a single line, when the known trajectory of that single line has just been down, where do you think it's gonna go? Does a line end when it hits 0? Hell no, it goes in the negative.
Honestly, based off the last trilogy, how many people you really think are gonna go see the next one? Like realistically.
Oh, it's nowhere near as much as the.
Because
If there's no
when
money-
The Force Awakens came out, everybody.
Oh,
Went to go
isn't
see
it
that
still
one.
in like one of the top 10 highest grossing movies ever?
I'd have to check, but it
was there for
up
a
there.
while.
I know
It was up
there,
there.
but I don't know.
I don't think for this new trilogy, people are like, let's do it. We have to see what they're doing next. I don't think it's gonna be like that, especially
be
when they
something.
find out like, oh, it's only a little bit after Rise of Skywalker, like a continuation
There's gonna be
of directly that.
Get your hand off me. Get your goddamn hand
All
off.
I'm gonna say is being
No.
a Star Wars fan is like being a Cowboys fan. If you're still on that boat, you're delusional.
Hey, here we go.
You're delusional. They're not gonna win.
Got him next year.
Jaden, are you hearing this?
Yeah.
He's lying to himself.
Got him next year.
Yeah, they had a record-setting single-day gross.
Yeah,
$119 million
in a day.
first day.
They're not getting that. Nowhere near that. This next one, I can guarantee.
They won't get that with the next 3 combined.
Like this not.
Because
happen.
the time it took is not as long as the first one. Well, for the Force Awakens, because when did Force Awakens come out? In like
17, I think.
no, 17 was the Last Jedi. I think it was like 15.
I thought 18 was the Last Jedi.
17's the Last
It was
Jedi,
17.
Then I guess it was 15 or 16.
and 19's the Rise of Skywalker.
15 or 16.
Yeah, it was like 15 or 16. So like it was like almost a decade.
To make you wait and this.
And this is like, what is it, 7 years? Well, depending on when it comes out, it might be another decade, but it doesn't feel as long.
I've jumped
Because
ship.
there's a lot of TV shows, so it doesn't feel as long of like
I've
no
jumped-
Star
there's
Wars
a lot
content.
of filler.
I've jumped ship from Star Wars fandom. I can only like
Oh,
it's like that Wolverine meme where he's looking at that picture. That's how Star Wars is to me. Versus
it's
Marvel, they'll have some bad eras, trust me.
But they also have some content.
But when they cook, and they do cook at a better rate than Star Wars.
yeah.
It's much better
Such
rate.
a letdown. Listen, I ain't gonna say it's gonna be perfect. I ain't gonna say it's gonna happen tomorrow, but
But if you had to pick one on which one was gonna be better in the
if
next
you
few
want
years,
more of a guarantee.
yeah. What are
What
you?
would the biggest?
If you was a betting
guarantee?
man, what would you bet on?
Listen, if you want a guarantee something be better, it's definitely the MCU. It's Marvel.
Because Star Wars is never getting better. It's dead.
But if you telling me what I have more faith in personally, as someone who likes Marvel, and I like DC as well, mostly Marvel.
No, DC's about to cook. Like,
Say,
if
I like-
Superman hits,
I like
they're
them
gonna
both.
cook.
I'm
The only
more
thing
of
I'm
a
sad
bigger
about, they
Marvel
did
fan than
delay the
DC.
Batman 2, unfortunately. But
Take your time. That first one was phenomenal. Take your time.
he said he was almost done. I think this was for James Gunn stuff. I don't think this was because Matt
No.
Reeves was on.
This wasn't for writing. It was for other production stuff.
I'm almost 90% sure it's for James Gunn to cook in a year without Matt Reeves'.
We'll see. I mean, we don't know until they, someone reports it or whatever. But take your time. If it gives me a quality The Batman 2,
I'm not worried about the
I'm not
quality.
worried about
of
it
Matt Reeves we trust. The Penguin's excellent.
Come on.
excellent.
The Batman's excellent. I have no
Let's go.
worries.
Good stuff.
Yeah, we can talk about the Penguin another time because I could talk for hours on the Batman and the Penguin. That actually might be the next episode. Next episode is going to be about the Batman, and the Penguin.
All right.
Because absolute cinema.
WP.
Absolute cinema.
All right. Well, we don't know. Well, how about this? How about y'all drop it in the comments below? What do you have more faith in? Is it going to be Star Wars? Is it going to be the MCU? You let me know. Put in the comments. This I'm dying on the Star Wars hill. I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
a shallow
sticking.
hill to die on.
I'm dying on this hill. All right, y'all. Well, thank you for tuning into the episode of No Mask Required. My name is Tyrell.
Zach.
We'll see you next week.